One, my name is Adrien and I'm an English teacher in Collège de Sèvres. And welcome to our English class. Aujourd'hui, nos objectifs, je vais vous les présenter rapidement en français. Nous allons découvrir un fait historique qui a accéléré la conquête de l'Ouest américain. Nous allons voir comment les vestiges de cette époque sont encore visibles aujourd'hui à travers un diaporama. Nous allons revoir comment parler au passé en anglais et comment s'y repérer, avec les dates, les indicateurs de temps, tout ça. Mais avant, are you ready? Because I'm not ready. So, we're going to warm up with a little tongue twister, okay? A tongue twister is a short sentence that is quite difficult to pronounce. So, you have to repeat it faster and faster until you get it perfectly, okay? Are you ready? So, you're ready. The first step is it's a picture of New York City, and it's connected to the tongue twister. So let me show you the tongue twister now. Okay? It's always fun to watch, but is it fun to say? Let's see. You know New York. You need New York. You knew you needed unique New York. Okay? That's easy, right? So, let's do it again. Step by step. You know New York. You need New York. You knew you needed unique New York. All right? Let's do it again faster. You know New York. You need New York. You knew you needed unique New York. Again, there's this sense of rhythm, of melody that you can find and help you. You can snap your finger, you can tap your foot, and this will probably help you say it, okay? You know New York. You need New York. You knew you needed unique New York. Okay? It's easy. That actually works with a lot of English sentences. If you can try to do that next time, you'll see it works. One last time. You know New York. You need New York. You knew you needed unique New York. Okay. I'll say it's okay. Right. Now let's move on. Let's move on to the next step. And the next step is for you. You must guess what today's subject, today's theme, is. Okay? I'm going to show you a series of pictures, and all these pictures have a connection to today's theme. So, at the end, you must be able to discover what today's subject is. Okay? You ready? You're ready. The first picture is not a picture, it's a map, okay? It's a map. It's a map of the world, and look what's happening. It looks like people are moving from a country to another. They're all moving, and there's one destination. The destination is this place, okay? This place is West Coast, North America, okay? So try to remember this. It's a map of migrations. Okay, migrations. Picture number 2 is a photo that may make you happy or not. This is money, represented by dollar bills. Okay, dollar bills? Yes. And this photo suggests the idea, the dream of becoming rich. Okay, wanting to be rich. Okay, the dream of getting a lot of money, becoming rich. The third picture, I'm sure you recognize this type of building. This photo represents a typical building, something that you can see in Western movies. It's like a restaurant, okay? If you remember, if you've seen Western movies, there's lots of fights going on in these places. And this place is called a saloon, okay? And this photo is in black and white, so it suggests that it's an old photograph representing a past period, a period of the past. So what would you say? How far away in the past do you think this is? This is 19th century, 18th century, 17th century? Well, let's find out. It's the 19th century, okay? So the 1800s, right? So the first picture was a map of migrations. The second picture was about getting rich. And the third picture, a saloon. Let's move on. Picture 4 is this object. Do you know what this is? How you call this in English? This is a pickaxe. A pickaxe is a tool, okay, like a shovel or a rake, and this is used. What can you do with this? What do you think? You can dig a hole, okay? Dig a hole in the ground, and you can also break rocks, okay? So you can dig a hole and break rocks. So if we recap everything, you have the first picture, a map of migrations, everybody coming to the USA, the West Coast, not just the USA, Canada as well. Getting rich, a saloon, 19th century, and a pickaxe. So what do you think today's subject is? Let me show you one last photo to help you. You can see here 4 people. What do you think their job is, their occupation? They are looking for gold, okay? And today's theme is the American gold rush. The gold rush. So what is the gold rush? That's your question. I heard your question. So let me explain to you. Gold. I'm sure you know what gold is. Gold can be seen under these different forms. You can see ingots, gold ingots, and you can see coins. Okay, not pieces, coins. Okay? And this is currency. Currency is what sort of money you pay with. Currency like the dollar, the euro, the pound. This is another sort of currency. You can use gold to make jewelry. Okay? These are the crown jewels. You can use gold to do them. And if you find gold, if you're very lucky and you find gold in the ground, you'll find it under this shape, a gold nugget. Yes, a nugget, just like the nugget you eat. But don't try to eat that one, okay? It's a gold nugget, right? It's natural form. So that's gold. But what about rush? Rush, when you're in a rush, you're in a hurry. I'm sure your English teachers tell you all the time, hurry up, open your copybooks, etc. Okay? Right. In a hurry, it's when you don't have time. So when you're in a rush, you must go fast. Okay? But do you know as well what the rush hour is? The rush hour is when a lot of people go to work or leave their work. And there's too many people everywhere. Everyone's like this, in the buses, on the trains, in the streets. That's the rush hour. So the gold rush, if you combine these two terms, it means that a lot of people went very fast to the United States because they wanted to find gold. One person found gold one day, and then everybody wanted to come and try to dig holes in the ground and find gold to get rich. This is the gold rush. This is the period of time we're going to study today, right? So let's move on. So the gold rush is a phenomenon that attracted thousands of people to the USA from the middle of the 19th century, around 1848, to the beginning of the 20th century. And everyone wanted to take a chance at finding gold and getting rich very quickly. Okay? It attracted lots of people. So let's stop for a minute here and look at this text. This text is full of time indicators. Time indicators in a text or in a speech are words or expressions that help you say when things happened in the past. For example, here you have the 19th century, okay? You also have the 20th century, okay? You also have a date, a year, and also there's another one. Maybe you've seen it. It's a big one. Actually, it's 2 small words that connect 2 big expressions. You have from, to, from the middle of the 19th century to the beginning of the 20th century. So it gives the beginning and the end of a period, from to. You can use it for every day. You can use it from, you can say, I'm watching TV from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. from to. It's very easy to use, okay? Right, but maybe this is not that easy. Do you know how to read a date? Well, let's see. The Californian gold rush started in... How do you say that in English? How can you pronounce these numbers? It's not a regular number, it's a date, okay? And today we're going to see how to read a year. So let's take this as an example. This is a big one, okay? But if you take a pair of scissors, you can cut the number in two. You get two separate numbers. So you have on one side 18, and on the other side you have, yes, 48, okay? So 48 and 18, if you combine them together, it's 1848. So this is pronounced 1848, okay? So let's practice together. How would you say this one? Remember, take your scissors. So what is this one? 17 and 76. That's it, 1776, okay? What about that one? Be careful. This is not pronounced 0. You have to say O, okay? So it's 1607, okay? Now let's do it the other way around. Let's do it in reverse. I'm going to say the date, and you must try to imagine in your head the numbers, the digits, okay? So if I say, for example, 1945, 1945, 1945, what is this? Did you have it? Good, right. A second number, 1492, 1492. That's how it's spelled out, 1492. So, did you have it? You did? Good. One last date. This one is easy, but it's funny at the same time. 2020. What's 2020? Well, imagine 2020. Well, yes, 2020. Okay? That's it. It's very logical, it's very easy, and it's funny. Okay? So, it's very easy to read here, and I hope that now you won't have any problems to do that. Right. Let's move on to a completely different activity. And today, I want you to work on true or false statements about the gold rush. I'm going to show you 3 sentences, and I want you to tell me if they're correct or wrong. False, okay? True or false. The first statement is, the gold rush caused the creation of California, the state of California. Do you think the gold rush, this phenomenon, was at the origin of the creation of the state of California? Well, it was because at the time in the United States, in the West, remember where California is? It's on the West Coast. There was no real system of laws. There was not a real legal system. So everybody could do what they wanted. And as the gold rush, because at the time in the United States, in the West, remember where California is? It's on the West Coast. There was no real system of laws. There was not a real legal system. So everybody could do what they wanted. And as the gold rush attracted thousands of people, there had to be something done about it. So it rushed the creation of California, the state of California. Second sentence. It was possible to find gold just by digging in the ground. You say, oh, there's gold. Do you think it's true? Do you think it's wrong? Well, it's true. It's true at the beginning of the gold rush. At the beginning, it was very easy. Well, it was quite easy to find gold. But at the end, no. Gold became more and more difficult to find because all the gold that was easily accessible, well, was gone. So you had to dig and dig and dig and dig mines, okay? So it was more and more difficult. So easy at the beginning, difficult at the end, right? Did you get it? Good. Right. And finally, the last one. everyone became rich during the gold rush. Do you think everyone became rich during that time? Well, no, no one. Well, not everyone. Actually, a majority of people didn't find gold at all. So they all came from all parts of the world only to find nothing. Okay, so that's one of the great illusions of the gold rush. It was very attractive, but also not always met with success. Okay, right. So how was the gold rush connected to the conquest of the American West? I'm going to show you a beautiful painting now. Okay, look at it. This is a painting by Francis Palmer. It was painted in, do you have it? 1868, that's it. And as you can see, there's lots of things going on here. Here you have people cutting wood to create houses. In the distance, you can see caravan with people moving to create other villages further in the west. And here you have Indians. Don't say Indians. Indians is not correct, but it's Native Americans, okay? And they are here. So if you step back and you look at the picture, you can see that you can separate the picture in two parts. Here, houses, people working, it's civilization. And on the other side, you have wilderness, the nature, something that is still untouched, okay? And you can see that the Native Americans were painted on that side, okay? And the separation is the train, okay? And where is the train going? Where do you think this, what is north, south, east, or west? Well, the train is going to the Wild West. The Wild West means the West that is not civilized. Okay? So this is a very interesting painting because you have all the historical elements that can help you understand how the West was conquered. Okay? Right. Now let's move on to our video of the day. And the video for today is called The Ghost of Victor. Who is Victor, do you think? We'll see that. Do you know what a ghost is? A ghost is an image, a representation of something or someone that's dead. Okay? A ghost, a phantom, if you will. Right. Before that, I want to give you some words that can help you understand the video. Words that are connected to the idea of strangeness. So, odd, weird. You can repeat, odd, weird. Supernatural. Quirky. Quirky means eccentric, a little bit crazy. And finally, eerie. Okay? Now, remember these adjectives because they're going to be very useful for what you're going to see. Avant de lancer la vidéo, donc un petit rappel en français des choses à faire quand on regarde une vidéo. On se souvient que les images sont aussi importantes que le son et qu'elles peuvent nous aider à comprendre des choses que l'on n'aurait pas entendues quand quelqu'un parle. Les silences et la musique sont aussi importantes parce que justement elles vous permettent de vous concentrer sur ce que vous voyez, sur les images. Essayez, quand vous entendez quelqu'un parler, de relier les différents mots entre eux, de trouver des thèmes qui sont communs à ces différents mots. Et ce n'est pas grave, si vous ne comprenez pas tout, ce n'est pas le but de cette vidéo, c'est juste un entraînement, donc relax, ok? Bien. Vous pouvez regarder aussi cette vidéo plusieurs fois à la maison si vous voulez, si vous êtes sur votre ordinateur, pour vous rassurer, pour être un petit peu plus sûr de mieux comprendre. On y va pour la vidéo.
When we first visited Victor in 2000, we were in Colorado shooting an entirely different project, and someone who knew Victor said to us, guys, I just want to drive you up to this rather unusual town. I have a feeling it would be of interest to you, and she was most definitely right. The first time we were there, we saw almost nobody, very few people. It was the middle of winter, and it was a very strange and slightly unnerving experience. It had this quirky atmosphere that was entirely its own. It felt as though it had forged its own unique timeline that was neither of the past or the present. It was just running on its own frequency, completely separate from much of the rest of the world.
So what did you understand about this video? Well, first you have this picture that is very interesting. This picture is a shop window, okay? A shop, you know what a shop is, and the window is what you can see through, and you can see through it and see what's inside. And Victor, I don't know if you heard the first sentence, is when we first visited Victor. So Victor is not a man, is not a boy, but Victor is actually the name of the town they visited, okay? So it's not a person, it's the name of the town. Right. In this town, you saw different types of things. You saw these regular houses. You saw this religious building. It's a church, okay? A church. Then you saw these abandoned buildings. They are in ruins. And finally, you saw old painted ads on the wall, a brick wall, okay? So all these elements give a very strange atmosphere to the city, to the town, sorry. And this is what I wanted to discuss, the atmosphere. All these buildings that look old, abandoned, in ruins sometimes, they give a very strange atmosphere. I don't know if you remember the adjectives I told you before, and the man in the video said it was quirky. Quirky means unusual and crazy at the same time, unbelievable, okay? And this atmosphere is so strange because there's something about ghosts. Did you see any ghosts in the video? No. You saw maybe a setup with skeletons, but that's not the ghost I'm talking about. A ghost, it means that everyone in the town has left. They don't live here anymore. They went away, but the buildings are still here. They're empty, okay? So actually, they're not ghosts. You can't see any ghosts in the town because the town is a ghost, okay? It's a ghost from the past. Right, so this is why we say that Victor is a ghost town. Almost no one lives there anymore. It's a ghost town. Right, so if we recap, we see that the town of Victor was a gold rush town. It means that it was founded next to a gold mine that attracted lots of gold diggers during the 19th century. The town expanded quickly, but soon after the end of the gold rush, the population stopped increasing, okay? The increase decreased, so it stopped increasing. It didn't increase anymore. And a lot of people left Victor, but the buildings are still standing today. Most of them are empty. There's no one inside. That's why we call it a ghost town, okay? So, let's have a little game, a little activity for us to practice your English. And let's see. Let's listen together this part of the recording, and I'm going to show you these terms when you hear them, okay? Here goes.
When we first visited Victor in 2000, we were in Colorado shooting an entirely different project, and someone who knew Victor said to us, "Guys, I just want to drive you up to this rather unusual town. I have a feeling it would be of interest to you," and she was most definitely right.
Okay, so all these words were verbs, okay? Let me show them to you. You have visited, were, knew, said, and was. If I do this, do you have anything to say? Look, visited on one side, this side, and the others were, and you said, was on the other side. Why did I choose to make these categories? Do you know? Do you have an idea? I'm sure you have an idea. Yes, this is, of course, the separation between regular verbs and irregular verbs. As you can see, visited is a regular verb because you just add ed. Visit, visited. But all the others are completely different from their infinitives. As you can see, were is be, say, know, and be again. OK? Alors, je vais juste dire quelque chose en français pour vous expliquer pourquoi j'ai fait cela. Je viens de vous dire qu'il y avait une séparation entre les verbes réguliers et irréguliers qui doivent vous rappeler des choses joyeuses, probablement. Et donc, visited, et comme tous les verbes réguliers, on leur rajoute ed ou d s'il y a seulement un e. Par exemple, like devient liked, love devient loved, visit devient visited. D'accord? Et pour les autres verbes, malheureusement, il n'y a pas 36 solutions. Il faut les connaître, il faut les apprendre et surtout les réutiliser dans des phrases. Si vous les apprenez par cœur comme ça et que vous les réutilisez pas dans une autre phrase à côté, ça ne sert pas à grand-chose. Donc, apprenez-les, mais essayez d'inventer, de visualiser dans votre tête des phrases qui vous permettent de les mettre un petit peu en contexte. Voilà. Donc, aujourd'hui, pour récapituler ce que nous avons vu, il y avait un des événements marquants de l'histoire américaine qui ont permis donc aux États-Unis de se développer très rapidement au 19e siècle, c'est la ruée vers l'or. D'accord? J'en profite pour vous dire qu'en anglais, on utilise plus souvent des chiffres arabes, 19, plutôt que des chiffres romains qui sont plus souvent répandus en français. Nous avons aussi étudié un tableau réalisé à cette époque qui représentait à lui seul cette idée de conquête de l'Ouest américain avec d'un côté le territoire déjà civilisé et de l'autre côté la nature encore sauvage qu'il fallait conquérir pour que le pays soit tout à fait civilisé. Vous avez ensuite vu que ce phénomène de ruée vers l'or s'est très rapidement atténué. Donc les gens sont arrivés très vite mais sont aussi repartis très tôt parce qu'ils étaient pour la plupart d'entre eux déçus de ne rien trouver, laissant derrière eux des vestiges de cette période faste, notamment les villes fantômes. Ces fameuses villes fantômes qui sont vides aujourd'hui ou presque vides et qui n'ont que leurs murs qui tiennent encore debout et encore quand c'est pas totalement en ruine. Et enfin, nous avons révisé comment dire une année en anglais et révisé quelques marqueurs de temps au passé et aussi nous avons vu très rapidement des principes d'utilisation du prétérit. Le prétérit, c'est le passé en anglais. Il me reste maintenant à vous dire au revoir et à vous donner ces trois consignes qui sont très très importantes. Stay home, stay safe, and don't forget to practice your English. Okay? Don't forget. Right? Goodbye, everyone.